Ambiguous. ASMR.
Why can't anyone ever put things back in the right place? I mean, the spines are numbered, for goodness sake. It's always, oh, but we can't get up there like you can. Or, what if we fall while trying to return them up there? You'd think some of them had never used a ladder before. Although, I suppose for some of the students here, that's actually a possibility. But regardless, it's frustrating I have to crawl around these shelves, putting everything back in the right place. At least it's peaceful. You'd think a library in the middle of a university would be more busy, though. Perhaps I'm scaring them off. Well, either way, more peace and quiet for me. Wait, what was that? There's no way someone's actually come to borrow something. Drat. Maybe if I just hide here, they won't notice. Oh. Hello there. I'll be down in a second. I can't believe they saw me through the gaps in this shelf. If only people actually returned their books on time. Hello and welcome to the University Library, where all kinds of knowledge can be found and discoveries made. I will be your guide to... Wait, are you a human? I thought humans weren't allowed here. Do you have an ID card on you? Sorry, but I just need to make sure you're indeed allowed to be here. Well, that's definitely you. Not exactly a flattering photo, though. You should get this retaken. But regardless, like I was saying, welcome to the library. It should have everything you'll need, and if it doesn't, just write the name of the book you require on that parchment over there, and we'll add it to our stock. Yes, any book. One of the advantages of a university that exists between realms is that we can easily connect to pretty much anywhere, really, and acquire whatever the students need. I mean, who did you think was buying all those copies of Twilight? It's the top comedy amongst our vampire students. So, what was it you were looking for? You don't know? You were just seeing what's here? With all due respect, you must be on some kind of schedule, right? I mean, the library is huge, and you wouldn't want to be late, right? Me? Trying to get rid of you? I would never. Anyway, I could list off the kinds of books we have here, if that would interest you. Great. Well, to start off with, we have elemental magic, light magic, dark magic, ethics of magic, history of magic, alternative magical casting, wand construction, potions, interplanar traveling, histories of all different species, including your own, recipes, and manga. Yes, it turns out when you give students the ability to order in any book of their choosing, they don't all turn out to be educational. The university has a particular focus on magic due to the fact that, As I'm sure you're aware, it is knowledge that is not always available to students in their own worlds. However, it is important to be aware that, while there are different types of spells, they have different requirements to cast them. A lot of spells learned here are dependent on the wielder pulling raw magical energy from the realm they find themselves in, rather than wielding magic intrinsic to them. We had a recent incident of a student learning that lesson the hard way. They accidentally traveled to a realm that did not have a pool of magic to pull from, and therefore couldn't make their way back home. It took the professors here a full day to work out that they had gone missing, and how to retrieve them. Needless to say, it is not an event anyone wants to see repeated. You look impressed. More extensive than the libraries back in your own realm, I presume. I wouldn't worry about getting overwhelmed. Normally, once people start using this library regularly, they have a speciality that they're interested in, so only really have to use one part of it. Me? Well, I must admit I don't really have a specialized interest. I just love having this library as my own space. It's quiet and mostly uninhabited. Not to mention being surrounded by all these books. I can't imagine anywhere I'd rather be, which is why you don't often see me walking around campus. How did I become a librarian here? Well, it's less of a job and more volunteering. I'm actually a second year here. The university needed a student to act as a librarian here, and due to certain features of being a Drider, I fit the role perfectly. Being able to climb walls and having an affinity for dark, enclosed spaces makes this kind of my ideal environment. I find people difficult, so somewhere like this that doesn't exactly get much traffic is a lot more comfortable for me. Not to mention that even when people do come here, they often either want to study in silence or get out as quickly as possible. Although I'm told people can find me a little scary. I recall that arachnophobia is common amongst your species, but you don't seem afraid of me at all. That is interesting, human. I wonder if that means you've been able to take meeting other monsters, as your kind refers to them, in stride. That would certainly suggest a shift from the past documented in this library. Perhaps humanity is evolving. If the rest of your kind thinks the way you do, perhaps soon humans will be regularly allowed into this university alongside everyone else. How do I know about humans? Well, they are well documented here. I must admit, I find reading about what I don't know a lot more interesting than what I already do. And with the absence of humans here, it gives knowledge about you a certain rarity value. My favorite thing to read about? I have not been asked that question before. Normally people aren't interested in learning more about me. If you promise not to judge me for it, I will admit I do enjoy reading the manga that the students have ordered in. They add some levity compared to the more heavy texts I normally end up reading. You would like to read them with me sometime? I would greatly appreciate that. I do enjoy my alone time, but talking to someone about my personal interests would be refreshing for me. I believe I will take you up on that offer, human. Although, if we are to become friends, I believe it would be wrong of me to continue to refer to you as human. So, may I inquire your name? I see. I believe someone shared that name in one of my books. My name? Well, I suppose it would be rather one-sided of me not to tell you my own. My name is Fee. It is nice to meet you. Oh, you have to go? Well, you are welcome to return any time. I hope to see you again soon.